Hey everybody, it's Angie at the Stonecastle Hotel.
And hi, I'm Jessica from the Duttons.
You know, it's that time of year in Branson. It's the time where the Christmas decorations are everywhere.
Absolutely everywhere.
Yeah, they are. And Christmas music
And
and
Christmas smells.
trees. And your theater's the same way. You have
It
all those
sure
things.
is. It sure is. Absolutely. We started putting our Christmas decorations up a week before October ended. So
Wow. And you make fudge.
I do make fudge. I personally make all the fudge for the Dutton Family Theater and for Abby's Tourist Trap, our extra gift shop. And I've been making some special holiday flavors. We've got a dark chocolate caramel as well as pumpkin walnut.
Oh, I love the pumpkin. The pumpkin's my favorite.
Honestly, the holiday flavors are my favorites.
They are so good. And how many instruments do you play?
Oh, I can't. Depends.
Well, play well.
Well, you could say I play violin, viola, guitar, and ukulele, as well as I play mandolin and banjo on stage. I play a little bit of percussion, depending on what's needed in the show. So 7, I guess.
So if it's got a string or it keeps a beat,
Yeah.
then that's you. Guys, you will love the Dutton Show, and you will especially love Jessica. She's amazing, I have to say.
Thank you.
Yeah, I love her. So, hey, you gonna read us a story?
I am going to read a story.
Okay, let's look at it.
So today we're going to be reading The Littlest Christmas Tree, which is a book that I loved reading during Christmas time as a kid. This is by R.A. Herman and illustrated by Jacqueline Rogers. It was December 20th, only 5 days until Christmas, and the littlest tree was at a Christmas tree stand on the main street of town. There were all different kinds of evergreen trees at the stand: spruce, firs, and pines. The trees were all different sizes and shapes: tall, thin, fat, and short, but the littlest tree was certainly the smallest. The littlest tree had a big wish. I wish that someone would take me home this Christmas and make me beautiful with decorations. Then everyone would gather around me to sing my favorite Christmas carol. O Christmas tree, how lovely are thy branches. I can't wait to be a Christmas tree. On that beautiful winter day when the sky was bright blue and there wasn't a cloud to be seen, Gabriel and Simone came to the Christmas tree stand with their mom and dad. "Oh, I want this one," cried Gabriel, running right up to the biggest fir tree. Simone said, "Twee!" "See," said Gabriel, "Simone wants this one too." "Oh no," said Mom, "this one is too tall. We would need to put a hole in our ceiling for it to fit in our house." When the littlest tree heard this, it thought, maybe they will want me to be their Christmas tree. If the fir tree is too big, I could easily fit into their house. But the family looked at all the other trees without even glancing at the littlest tree. They studied and measured each one until they found the perfect tree. Early the next morning, when there was still some frost on the trees, an old man and woman walked by the stand. The littlest tree stood up as tall as it could, shook out its needles, and tried to look its very best. As they looked at the littlest tree, the old man said, "This one is small enough for us to carry home ourselves." "Isn't it sweet?" said the old woman. But just then they noticed the biggest tree standing up tall and said, "What a beautiful tree! This tree must be older than you and me combined." And they asked the man at the stand to carry it to their house. The next day was freezing cold, and all the tree's branches were blowing in the wind. Twin brothers came to the stand with their grandma and grandpa. "Let's pick a tree quickly. It is freezing," said Grandpa. "Then we can go have some hot chocolate and warm up." They chose a tall, skinny tree and ran, shivering, to their car with it and drove away. All the next day, people came to the stand to find their perfect Christmas trees. Many people looked at the littlest tree and said that it was cute, but no one took it home. Finally, Christmas Eve arrived. The littlest tree thought, "Oh dear, tomorrow is Christmas, and I so want to be a Christmas tree. If no one chooses me today, then my wish will never come true." The littlest tree opened its branches as wide as possible and tried hard to be seen. Very few people came to the stand that day. Most people were home, baking cookies, wrapping presents, and decorating their Christmas trees. The littlest tree tried singing to cheer itself up. On the first day of Christmas, my true love gave to me a partridge in a pear tree. I am not a pear tree, and I'm not a Christmas tree yet either. There were hardly any trees left, and the sky was getting dark quickly. Soon the streetlights came on. A few snowflakes began to fall and started to stick to the littlest tree's branches. The littlest tree felt quite beautiful with the snowflakes decorating it. A little icicle formed from one of its branches as the littlest tree began to cry. It felt lonely. The man was getting ready to close up his stand for the night. He wanted to get home to celebrate Christmas Eve with his family. He still had a lot of presents to wrap. As he was leaving, he glanced at the littlest tree. He picked it up and put it under his arm. "Where is he taking me?" the littlest tree wondered. They walked for what seemed like forever, and then suddenly stopped. The man carried the littlest tree inside where it was warm and smelled of yummy things. The littlest tree looked around and thought, "Oh, this must be a home." A little boy and a woman ran up to the man and kissed him. "Merry Christmas!" they cried, and the man handed the littlest tree to the boy. "I thought this was the perfect tree for you, Nathan. You can put it in your room and have your very own Christmas tree." Nathan took the littlest tree into his bedroom and found the perfect place for it to stand. The littlest tree stood up as tall as it could. Nathan's mom and dad cooked popcorn and helped Nathan string the popcorn with cranberries to make garlands. They cut out snowflakes and stars from white paper. Then they made a big star from silver foil for the topmost branch. They strung tiny twinkling lights on the littlest tree, and Nathan decorated it with everything they had made. He even put presents under the tree. The littlest tree was so excited it felt 10 feet tall. "Oh, what a perfect Christmas tree," said Nathan. They all gathered around the littlest Christmas tree and sang, oh, Christmas tree, how lovely are thy branches." "I am now a Christmas tree," thought the littlest tree. And it was the loveliest and happiest Christmas tree in the whole world that Christmas, when all its wishes came true. The end.
All right, good night, everybody. Thank you so much. Merry
Good
Christmas.
night. Merry Christmas.